A hübsch map again. Feed Artroy. Is it Stadium or is it Old Car? Ah, hübsch should be Stadium then. Okay, let's move the camera a little bit. I found the finishes there. Start. Don't tell me it's just a plastic map. Nah. I expected something more crazy now, to be honest. Okay, here's a bit crazy. Yeah, guys, you know, plastic is my weakness. Actually, the part is not that difficult as I first thought. Okay. It's all about keeping grip, plastic and keeping grip. What a combination for me. Is Granati not here today? Not even for Bonka? Lasso is strange. I was actually going jogging today for the first time since ages. Well, the reason was that I needed money and I hate to just walk just to get a bit of money from the bank. So I combined it with jogging, so everything made sense. I combined jogging with something, I combined the bank with something. Time to do it more often now. Hopefully. Yeah, not as good as it should. But I mean, I was generally earlier in my younger years. Was pretty good in sports. But my stomach is getting bigger and bigger with all the sitting. I have to do something against that. XP Evo was last year, where I really realized it when we were playing football and the father organized here the football meeting. And I was starting extremely fresh, and it didn't take long and I was dead, and that was never the case in my younger years. Then I knew I have to go jogging, and now 7-8 months later I finally went jogging. Interesting song, right, when I talk about that. Did this jump already? GPS, I come. See if there's anything else I can learn. Or if it's similar to what I did. But here's a bit different. I mean, it's of course important with that speed over the penalty. Aha. That's not necessarily much better. And here, okay. Okay. There's a gear change exactly on that jump. I can release actually, it's maybe not even bad. Oh, that survived. Not that it matters for the seeding. Also hopefully this is not staying my PB. Yay, I lost everything. map size this? Or mainly it's plastic. Oh, fuck this edge. will look funny in knockout when someone hits that. What the fuck was that landing? Nein! Okay, I survived again. Consistent. A bit illegal, but no. But I'm still only 118th. I told you guys this is like the worst possible style for me. It's so difficult for me to do the correct lines on this. So I struggle so hard. And it has to come when Granati isn't here, that's amazing. Naja, full focus, 4 minutes. That's also like nothing. So most things in that PB are good, I think. I was quite happy with most of it. So please, 53rd, shit, that's not enough. But you see, my other PB was a hard, so if I had gotten that ending in the other run, the most difficult? No. So Ghost will be annoying now, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Shit, not enough. tried. Like one transition that was not good. But I knew it. From the beginning I knew that this will be difficult for me. It's like I need a bit longer with these weird transitions with keeping grip. There is also still a part before the penalty. And that makes no sense to me. This platform before the penalty, can you even keep grip in that? Because there's always this tiny moment where you have just a bit of airtime. Yeah, but I heard yesterday actually that Wosai would not be very practiced for Red Bull, where I was wondering, but he is qualified already to EWC, why would he not focus on Red Bull now? Is it really true that he is not qualified? I don't know. Yeah, this is the thing that I meant. I think I'm just a tiny bit too late. I think the run was possible for me, 1/10 faster. Could have happened any moment. Yeah, look at this. My copium time, and I didn't really need these respawns, was now a 0.85. So my copium time was div 1. But yeah, I think that Pack is doing good on Red Bull. So I would see him pretty high. Also Pack will definitely make it, in my opinion. Granadi will make it. Mata should make it. I want to believe in Carl Jr. And then it becomes pretty open. So let's get it div 1 time now, so that we can be unhappy and sad. Start as div 1 level. I tried something else here, I don't know if it's fast. Probably not. Also with that position here, I should not be on div 1 level. But I think I had good endings all the time. Naja, 8th and 0.17. Yeah. Epos looks very strong. Okay, yeah, I don't actually know the best times on the maps. I don't know who's super practice. It's still knockout. I don't know if Epos a knockout. Last year he had no chance on Red Bull, but it might have changed. I would say Wosai, But now that I heard that he might not be trained, I cannot really pick him, so yeah, I would need to know a bit more about the best times from people on the new 3 maps, especially. But best times is of course not everything. The question is how consistent can you play them? And for that you need to follow all these people, see how good they are in consistency. So it is a guessing game. But there are of course always some typical names. I just think that Pack will be good this year. Actually, if he was just a bit more lucky, he would have won last year already. Not Karl, not Granati. It would have been Pack winning. If he wasn't unlucky with the flips. Yeah, the Epos is extremely good on the XP Evo maps. Also competitive mixed and difficult maps, because then more time that you put into the maps is even more important, and he puts a lot of effort into it. So I also heard that Bren is not very practiced. Who knows, maybe Binxes. Yo, that are 2 years! 24 months. Thanks, Bjaran. 89. Dude. Propanoia is in Div 2. And he tries 43-48. Propanoia is in this Div here. What? What are your bets on Germany? On EWC this weekend? I guess it's probably impossible to say, because everyone hides their times. Nobody is showing it on stream. So how would you have any idea? You can just basically put some names where you think that they actually put more time into Germany than into Red Bull. Like, who might have focused only on EWC because he's not even qualified in Red Bull. Ivan? Oh, okay. Ah, maybe. It's completely unclear. It's quarter pipe jumps where you have to land in backwards and then you turn around on ice to go forwards again. That's the identity. And quarter pipe jumps, they are mega risky if you want to get them very fast. But if you get them very fast, you just gain so much that you can save the rest. Don't know how consistent people can be with the very fast lines there. Almost PB. And Tech Sword. And Toto as well. Birdie's grinding it like crazy. Yeah, I saw that he has a good time. But he's also qualified in Red Bull. I wonder if in Div 1 they also release in that or before the transition in the start. I wonder if that's actually a good strat. Or if I actually don't need to do that. What I can say is my position here in the checkpoint is not really that good. But I do catch up in the ending very often. But I'm risking over this edge there a lot in many rounds. Can easily clip at some point. Artroy didn't make it into Div 1, guys. Look at this. And he was participating in Div 2 until now. I wanted to check that 8/10, and that was a very safe finish. Okay. I will continue with the release now though, because I have no feeling for the transition with that, and yeah, don't want to change. Basically, I'm avoiding the gear change. I delay it after the landing. Look, I'm 4th. Now I'm 12th, so... Usually that's always good to avoid gearing right before you jump, but maybe you can gear up so far before the jump that it doesn't matter. Scrappy got penalty? I didn't even know. How did they decide how much penalty exactly he should get? Or was that his was it exactly the points that he got? So he does have basically 0 out of it. It won't hurt Scrappy too much. I don't think that the 36 points will be in his top 5. But does he get the minus points anyway? Trophies. To elimination. Or to survival. Depends. Jan van Achtern actually crashed the finish and gave Doki a chance, but Doki also crashed. Huh? Is Linkmax even playing? At some point I heard he will not, but then I saw that he actually also hunted the new maps. He has some good records there. The part that I was talking about was shit, and I had no speed over the penalty. Oh, let's hope that someone fails. Oh, someone failed. That was a really bad round, but Luke Fast made an early mistake. is the most important part, and is exactly the part that I don't understand. Oh my god, he drove for point 30. Oh my god, I almost got him. Oh. What did he do in the end? But it's crazy that I even reached the final on this. That was a classic Marius knockout here. Let's quickly check this one. Yeah, sadly I fucked up the release at the start. I was over jumping the downhill. That was just very costly early on. And then he probably thought he can save, but nah. If I go for it, then I can be fast, of course, and I had nothing to lose in the end. Why is Spam spectating Scrappy when there is just 6,000s between Mime and the orange place? Like, it would have been probably interesting to see that other better. Now look at this. I cannot believe it. You can go full inside there. And full inside you keep grip? Yeah, obviously I always went into red then. I take an outside line. And additionally to the outside line, which is already slower because I travel more distance, I'm also getting more airtime. But I would never believe that you keep grip there on the inside so easily. Like, isn't it way steeper there? This is the thing that I just don't understand in this particular Trackmania game. This is why I struggle so much with that. I never would have thought of that line that I just saw from Scrappy. I never would even think about such a line. Yeah, GPS I think went quite middle-ish. Let's look if Scrappy is doing that again. If Spam shows us. Ah, so Scrappy fucked up completely. This line was also not really fast now with the inside. He lost before already a lot. Scrappy is also on a streak of many second places. I mean, he had 1 or 2 wins in between, but holy moly. You have to check Scrappy's performance in finals this year. How many he won and how many he lost. And you will realize that I'm pretty sure that Scrappy lost 85% of his finals this year. His rate is worse than mine, I think. Yeah, the top 3 round was really cool, how I was overtaking the second place. That was really nice. So wait, here, this is purple, and here... That's not really easy. Where's my ghost? Wait, huh? No, don't tell me. Ach, there it starts already. Oh, look at this, guys. This is exactly... really, I feel also so dumb when I see that, but... How? Not only that you can just go there and you keep grip, I'm already surprised. He can also just go fully there, and now he's just ahead. Ah, oh, this is like exactly why I struggle with these maps. So, what does he do? He also goes for inside here. Like, and I thought that if I go more outside, I would actually get more speed, you know, over the penalty, and it would be good. But no, just there. Like, I would think that here, like, if you are here on the inside, that you would jump way more, because the outside bank of this S-turn block is a lot stronger than in comparison to if you are further up. So I never considered to go that low. But since you also get airtime when you go further up, probably that's the reason why it doesn't matter. But I really realized how I always drop positions in this section. And if I then even have less exit speed for that section here until this drift, then obviously it costs me. Otherwise I was actually not that bad on that map, but these few things, yeah. Yeah, he had 5 wins, yeah? Wow. Also look at this, I had airtime. Also this purple line doesn't work for me. Yeah, look. How does he make that? How can he go there? Ah. Oh my god, and now this was also smooth because I take that slowdown from the gear and then I land smooth. Oh. No, actually, look. That didn't work that well. Ah, but you can actually just not turn too much in that moment and... Oh my god. Ah, look, I kept full grip. Yeah, I gained. And I have the same speed. Well, let's go for Bonk Up win today. Start. Man, oh man, oh man. I think I might go ahead close to perfect with that transition here. Oh, I saved it and now I'm almost ahead. Yeah, really close, but I was far behind him. Maybe he saved too much in the end. Because he thought it's just Marius. And that is actually what I hope from other players. That they actually, because it's me that I play against, that they actually save too much. And underestimate the pace that I could have. That's something that I often hope. But funnily, it happens very often as well that someone is in a knockout final against me and then he just tries PB and I wonder like, but why would you ever risk so? Also, if I was in his situation, I would not risk. I would maybe fall into the trap to underestimate an opponent who suddenly tries Plan 3 faster. But I would not risk that much. Like, why would he do a PB or world record pace when he's in the final against me? So, no. But sometimes people just do that. And I feel like, okay, but why? And why does it work? Why do they not crash when I do that? Yeah. But yeah, this final, also I don't know what he did in the end, but I caught up 4.4. Also, that's not just a bit, that is quite a lot that I caught up. I of course went for it in the end, but I mean, he drove a .30 in the run before. He definitely had sick pace as well. Would have been cool if I actually made that snipe. That would have been one of the craziest knockout wins actually. It's just Div 2, but it was such a Marius knockout. Also literally, if you want to find the definition of a Marius knockout, this was it. Also nicely with a safe finish that I could go into when I had enough lead. It was like absolute Marius. No pace against the others, but final. And almost won. But I would have laughed it, of course, more if he just beats me with 4/10, you know? Because by the fact that he made it so close and still won, I have to feel bad now. I have to feel, oh man, if I didn't lose that much time in the start, I would have won. If he just kept his 4/10 lead, it would have been not possible to win anyway. But just because he lost so much time in the end, he makes me now wonder, oh, I could have, no? That's always a bit annoying. But maybe he just saved and it was the literally perfect save. Just safe enough that he just barely stays in front. But I would say that was so much safe then that it wasn't safe anymore. That save wasn't safe anymore. I don't know if it was possible for me to get 300s faster, but there was not much missing now. I can say one thing. If I save like that in finals, I always get punished. when I just open the door a slight bit too much, so that in theory a perfect ending of my opponent makes him overtake me. Then they always get the perfect ending and overtake me. So I cannot afford to do that kind of save. It's like always mud for me. So it's a bit sad that it works against me to do that. But who knows, maybe he just had a bad line, made a mistake. Maybe it wasn't really safe. Maybe it was just coincidence that it worked out perfectly for him with the timeless. Last try for Bonk Up. 1500's behind. I wonder if Lars will join. Like usually when Granati is not there, then Lars is just not joining. But I also wonder if Torpo will join. That was a good try. I'll have to get that AT at some point later. Yeah, Granati had that crazy start where he won over half of the Cup of the Days. And by far more from percentage-wise from when you only consider the Cup of the Days that he played. And there are so many like easy Cup of the Day wins for him on old car or other stuff. And he still lost so many closely. He was in an incredible amount of finals generally. And at this point he of course doesn't need to be nervous anymore in finals, so he just performs always. Bike or scooter? No, it's clearly bike. What does that have to do with Granati? Yeah, and those losses that Granati had, they were mega close. Like, no, take the one that he had basically yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, no. Yesterday was just a dump final loss. True, that was that one. So this would have usually also been a knockout win, but that one he actually failed. But take for example the one against Propanoia that we had lately. Guys, quick. Oh, come, let me type. I cannot type. Someone found it. 3 people found it, basically at the same time. Let me do it later. There was also another one that he just barely lost. But, also, of course, the snow one where he got sniped. The classic one. Man. Damn bumper. How do we get there? Or is it because I went so slow onto this? They are looking like this and they are looking like this. So that's maybe the reason. Bike versus scooter. So as expected, Lars is not joining. Oh wonder. Okay, let's go. First map, and it has a rally car, which is nice, but bad is that it is plastic and water. And I don't know, maybe also reactor. Chill jockey, I took bike, of course. but it's still crazy that you would stop watching me. Shit. Ah. And I end up on the most typical Marius position ever in BYMC in Bon Cup position number 20. it is so funny. Like, why? How am I so consistent in 20th place? Ah, I forgot that one. It sucks. I have a bad position and I don't think it will get much better. You just need to find a line. And you need to have the right idea if you rather want to bonk or if you want to drive. I have no idea how much grip I have with driving. Bonking seems pretty fast, but it's outside. Yeah, that makes it so difficult. You have the outside line, that is PF, versus inside, but you drift all the way. That ending was shit, but it was unlucky. Unlucky bounce. Yeah, Giuliano apparently understood something on the map. And then it was super easy for him to drive 28. Like, there are so many people that drove 28 here and 29 low. It is probably just a certain line. Maybe you just don't bounce anything. I don't know. But yeah, such maps are always hurt because I lost now again 300 points, over 300 points to the leaders in those 3 rounds. And I didn't even do really mistakes myself. It was just a know-how thing. Either you have the line or you don't. And without voice chat, the chances of having the line not are of course bigger. What? It did not turn. I wanted to turn at 180, but it didn't do it. What can go wrong in the end? Oh, there's a pole in the middle. Would have been a good position. Yeah, and Giuliano is again on 182 points. You know how much I lose because of shit like that? It's crazy. Also, I was happy with this run. I don't know how this is only 28. Giuliano is second again. What the fuck is going on with Giuliano today? What? Crazy. What could I have done different? I mean, it felt pretty good. And maybe I had not enough red boost in that AO8 part with that pull in the middle. That's the only thing I can think of. Or here, like this I get more. th. Oh, Giuliano failed. Crazy. Also, the only thing that I didn't like was that I was so outside in this one corner. But because I was outside in this corner, I was then jumping further onto the red boost, so I had more speed in the next AO8. Otherwise, I have literally no idea what I could have done different here. Or can you somehow get all the red boosters in the first AO8 section, then you just take the outside wall right line? I don't know. We had two maps that were very similar. Plastic with rally car, where you can either do the plastic slide inside or you just take the wall outside. So they were similar. It makes sense that Giuliano was good on both. But yeah. Maybe something else now. Oh god. Also if Giuliano also scores here good, then it's rigged. This is how my life runs will look like. Where's the finish? Do I really have to go full up? This is not gonna work. I'm just PFing. Come, there's the finish. Third! The last bit to the finish was so fucking slow, but I got third! Finally a skill map, guys, where I can score points. Viliano 144, but he was not leading. Ovrao already overtook him, so Ovrao also must have had consistent good points. But now he didn't finish. I mean, I can see not finishing when I look at my warm-up. What the fuck? Bumper, do something. Well, I was now a little bit slower. We speak here of 23 seconds. But to be honest, on those maps, points-wise, it is just good if you get one really good run and one really bad run, instead of two mediocre runs, you know? So you would rather want to have this... Ah, fuck! Ah, God. Yeah. At least I had my one run. How is this even supposed to work? Yeah, I was too high when I jumped back. Amazing. I have 8 seconds to finish. I have no chance. It got even worse, guys. This is that's why it went from really good to like, I cannot finish anymore. God sake. I take it back, it was not a skill map. Nah, do we have to do the fucking wobbles over anti-boosters here? I always hate that. Yeah, I'm really unsure what I want to do. So the question is, what's the best way? You would like to believe the direct way is better. You have to be kidding me. What is this? Man, I was winning this round. Then... Hey, it's like... And you know, if you always watch Lars and Granati and how they complain... Like, I can just not complain because they are all the time complaining. But this is how my bonk cups look like. This is why I have only few bonk cups where I battle for the win. Like, I'm actually not very lucky in this. Like, what was that? Why was I not... Like, the first transition worked so well for me. What was happening in the other transition? And then I have it as a respawn, of course. That will always be the case. I will still keep that line, though. Because it looked pretty good. And here it works. I'm using... 18th, really? Oh, that was first. But it was actually not a great line then in the end. What would we actually like to do? I have the feeling you want to slow down completely and then you go to the left here. Because this is the direct way to the finish. Let me get best time bonus. I mean, I'm always first in that checkpoint so far. It was just that I had the wrong line in the end. Yeah, obviously. It was so obvious that now that I know what to do in the ending, I get that start. Yeah, we just go up there. And this is also the problem. I just, like, if in every single round there is one thing that is bad, then I just cannot get good points. Because in the top places, you really have the big points and the big point differences. But I often don't get a full run through. Like, take this map here. I think that I was the best player on this map actually. Because I understood what I had to do in this first transition. So, now first run, I die in the second CP and go full dead from first to 60th. Last run, I did die in the first CP and finish only in 50th. And in the middle run, I just survived it, but still with a wrong line, and that was then around 15th. And then I don't score, you know? And that also happens on so many other maps, that I don't really have a full run that goes from start to finish really clean, where I get the big points. Okay. That's really difficult. I'm only unsure in the start. I don't really like to do this wall right in the start now. I want to stay on top because of this transition here. Ah, okay. The transition wasn't really better. Yeah. Well, this is a controlled map. The only question is what I do in the start. Do I take now the wall right again? It is obviously faster. But I am a little bit afraid that my car has a small barrel roll rotation. And as I never managed to get this jump clean into the checkpoint, yeah, I will go for the wall right. I got it clean like that now. Scheiße. More Scheiße. Ach, like this I could have continued the first run. Fuck. I didn't need to respawn if I do the same again. Ah, damn it, worked so well in the first try. I was hoping for 3 good runs now. Wait, I'm 31st again. 25th. Guys, without my respawn, yeah, this is, it's not top 8. But it is definitely some low 10 position, I would guess. By the way, Giuliano won this round with a slower time than what I drove and what Cliffs drove in the first round. Crazy. That's a bit sad, because this was now a map that I understood and I had a good start, but yeah, apparently it's time too fast. Yeah, that was my map. You need to save a lot, that's of course good for me. Too bad that I don't even know why it didn't work. Was I actually still too fast? Did I not go too far down? Or was I too far down and got too much water and then slid more? I don't know, but now it worked. I went really slow though in that section, but this was just a surviving map. And this is of course perfect for me, if this is just about surviving. I still released in the finish turn. I think that's in theory just full speed, but I didn't want to risk it. Bugslide finish, I guess, or something. Yeah, there's a wood turn out of a loop. Do we take the red boost to the right? Or do we go into this thing there? What is this? Nah, what the fuck? Oh, turn around! Ah. It's a bit sad because I knew at the end, I saw the end, and that would have helped me to get a good placement still. I don't know what is happening if you take that risky way, but I don't know how it works. Ach so. I mean, I have no idea where you would drive there now. Probably it was full PF right. Like, it doesn't stop with PF right, I guess. But I don't know where to go. Like, where would we end up? Why is it risky? Like, that's for me the question. Why is it risky to do PF right? Where would we end up? A grass slide risky. Yeah, I have the feeling that I have to go for the risky in the last lap. I have no chances to score anything. Why is it like 4 seconds between the two runs? But where would you go? Where would you go? I guess the risky is that you land in this grass here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sucks. Wrong decision with the safe way. Plus again in both laps, one unlucky moment. This is not risky at all! Are you kidding me? I knew it. Just not lucky, and now I have wet tires into wet wood. I have wet wood now. I don't have wet wood? Oh. He blocked me something into it, but I couldn't know. This is the typical map. Like, this is how Bonk goes for me very often. Like, I think that I had good chances on this map. I could have scored really good. But then in the first round, I land on my roof here. In the third round, I land on my roof here. This is the only part that is not controllable, and 2 runs get completely fucked by landing on the roof. And then I cannot score on that map. And the 1 round where I don't land on my roof, I went for the safe start. So it couldn't be a good position. He comes here with risky way, and I of course didn't figure out what he meant. Like how far I have to go PF, right? But that was not risky at all. That really sucks, like it was super easy to do. Yeah. It was just a huge time loss for me. Completely unnecessary, kind of. Go up here. Nine. And now I expected the car to do something which it actually didn't do. So I steered myself into the wall because something didn't happen that I expected to happen. I think I still can get some points, but of course not the big points. That's the typical issue. Yeah. Now I'm ending up on 20th because of that. And that was really easy to get good points here. Okay. As I don't know what I shall say, but I got only slowdowns. I was so slow in everything that I also couldn't really get this clean anymore. I don't even know what I did wrong, but it felt so much slower than in the first lap. Even though in the first lap I had a full crash. Oh, such a good ending, but I cannot use it for good placements. Like, next round I have done a good start, maybe, but then this ending will not be that good. And I'm always ending up here with safe 89 points. Naja, it's like... I don't know what happened here, really. On the landing here and over this bit of penalty, I got so slow that I had no speed up that hill. And then also from that uphill to the next penalty, I just had no speed. That's very strange, because I did not crash this time. Yeah, problem was that I didn't know if it's full speed or not, because I was never coming there with speed. So I expected works full speed. Yeah. And so another map that was actually a good map for me ended up without big points. My no respawn time, guys. My no respawn time is second place. And it's not even tight. It is a 34.2. Like, Friedwolf is far ahead, he had a crazy run. But I literally would have driven a 34.2. And I got 55 points now, instead. Now, if you really wonder, if you watch Granati or so, how it goes for me that I'm so far back here, this is like literally, it's every Bonk Cup, I don't know. It just doesn't change. It's like every Bonk Cup I have such point losses. That was actually a good map for me, in theory. But yeah, last lap now was of course my own mistake, but I didn't have that speed in the other runs. So the other runs easily made it full speed around that corner, and now I had more speed and I didn't know if it's full speed, but I actually decided I go for it, and it was obviously wrong. Yeah. Now we go to a map where you cannot plan on scoring. So you definitely don't want to hit the red ones. Ach herrje. When I can control it, I try to avoid the red ones, but I don't know how much control you have. Oh no, that's bad now. Yeah, that ruins. My run was good until here, but yeah, people finish now. Six, 7. I was 4th. In some checkpoint earlier in the run, I was 4th. And then came the moment where I lost every momentum, ended up on a red boost, and every red boost let me over jump the good boost. So I went from one red boost to the next, and yeah, I don't know. The start was good. jump against the ceiling? What did he just think? Because I just did that. Oh, I have no speed. Oh no, oh no. Come, give me speed. No, cannot be a good position already. Why is it slowing me down? And I'm jumping around. So now, jump, 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 jump. $98. I hit the ceiling there. My first lap was so good. Why did that also die then in the end? I rise to the top, and what did my car do? It went to the top. Ja, also my best position was 6-7. Giuliano gets first. Yeah, why not? Abraham said to Giuliano, now explain yourself, you have 30 seconds, and Giuliano just says skill diff. That's the thing, we have in Bon Cup very often also random maps. And if I don't score on the random maps, if I score that bad on them, and then on the skill maps you have to score, but if I then have always like something happening which denies me those very, very good positions. Did I just skip a checkpoint? It felt like there was a checkpoint next to me at least. But I don't know. I should have gone up. Yeah, I skipped a checkpoint. I have to go into the middle. Well, what exactly is the idea then? Ja, toll, what is this transition? And now I have no speed for anything. Interesting map, but this is not surprising that Lars is first here. I have no idea what you are supposed to do in the center, as in the middle, where I was not driving in the warm-up. We can go over penalty here, but is it then intended to... Also, because the red X's are probably meaning that then? I have to go like this. It's so strange. I actually needed even more time than that. And now I have a lot more speed, I can say. But I think it was still not fully correct. I mean, I'm only 32nd, that's such a bad position. Also, I of course had one thing not so great, which is when you do this jump, you want to also land in that reset, ideally, I guess. Yeah, then you can just take this left way as well. Yeah, otherwise I don't see much. The start was still a thing. There are so many resets in the beginning. Ah. Ah, scheiße, I missed that. Also missed that, and I landed on a earlier slow-mo. Yeah, okay. The last one, all 3 rounds. I saw it now that you actually only have a good way to the left. In a warm-up I went to the right, and I cannot really take all 3 very nicely for the right path. And I never checked the left, but the left was so much better. Look at this. You can basically have those 2 here in the start, and then you can also take those 2 later on. This was the difference. But I realized it too late. I mean, when it's not symmetrical, that can happen. Like, everything else was symmetrical, I believe. Just that wasn't. It's a backwards map, apparently. Which is something I like. You have already finalist. I kinda assume what happens now. Oh, okay, no. Identity Fraud is the map name. The first map name that I actually look at. Oh yeah. Oh no, this ending. I'm so dumb. It's actually also very good for Juliano because he hunted a lot of black maps. Yeah, we had such maps actually in the past already, times of TMGL, where you just put all the identities after each other. Yeah, it's a bit annoying that I did that mistake now. It stole a lot of points. Hard to judge with that backwards driving and the quarter pipe, like how low you can go there. Overa is also there now. Nein. But why? Come on. Okay, nice bump. Yeah, I just wanted to say I think today's Bonk Cup is kinda over for me. There is really no chance to make a comeback here. That doesn't mean that I intentionally drive bad now, but things just happen. I'm just trying to deny now from this point on. I just try to deny them. So I risk a bit. Have some fun there. Last also finalist. Like, it's just very unlikely that I can catch up that much without anyone winning. Okay, I have no idea in which direction I should turn around. That's not good. But I'm on a good place. I clipped again on that hole. Fuck. Who's fourth? Now U beats Lars by 300s. Nice to see that Lars also for once is not immediately winning, but actually gets beaten for once. It's actually denied. I have no idea why I got such a good placement. Also when this round was such a good placement, I feel like I could have scored so good here, I guess. I mean, I had still a clip. I still clipped at that hole. I lost all my speed after. And I had that ice incident. Why was I on a one-digit position after this ice incident? I thought that was extremely bad. So I really expected it to be extremely bad. That was very strange. Okay, left 90 degree, downhill hole. Ah damn, now I didn't see more. I'm pretty sure this Micro Machine stuff or something. But we will see. There's an anti-boost. Not Micro Machine. How do we get up there? That's the question. Wait. I spotted that. What? Oh. Now we go backwards. Oh, all the way. Yeah, it's quite unclear to me how you have to drive this with these anti-boosts. Fred Wolf won, and you said just that he was missing 2 points. That's also funny that in the end of the Bonk Cup, suddenly I get the one or other good point score, but it is just too late. At some point, people will close it out. You cannot really avoid it. But it's very strange that now suddenly I get the second place and 194 points. Yeah, things just work, I don't know. I didn't expect that I would understand this map. But this is the thing with Bon Cup. Sometimes you understand the maps and sometimes you don't. And if you don't understand them and the majority of the server does something correct, then you will not score anything. And then there are maps where you understand something and it's suddenly very easy to score very good points. You don't even need to risk that much, but I still, like at every anti-booster here, I have to pray that to correct things are happening. But yeah. Oh, Juliano took it. I mean, he had a really good cup today, so it's not undeserved. He was not in first in the last CP, he just got a good ending. But look, I got good points again. This one transition before the multi-lap, also before the quarter pipe, that didn't work this time around. I was surprised I still had enough speed to get up there. But it's a cool thing, like if you understand the map and you get 3 times top 5 positions, yeah, you make over 500 points. But if you only score like 50-ish, 60-ish points, and you score like literally so much less. Also you can really make big points here. Like Lars, for example, had that one map where he scored 600 that brought him into contention again. And that's the thing with Lars. In every single cup there is one map that Lars gets such a sick point score on. There's always one map that only he understands and where he dominates. And this always helps him to come back, even if he has some unlucky stuff and other parts of the cup that throw him back. Like these big points, they matter. They make the difference in the end. You catch so much up if you get 600. Oh my god. That was sick, but I don't believe that this will happen again. I don't think that I will have that again. Because why did it even do the barrel roll? I mean, I can say that this didn't work as great. Yeah, now I had to turn myself. Oh, clean. Nah. I'm not surprised. Also, I think this map is mainly decided on the first transition. Or is it the first? Yeah, kinda. This water here, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do because I'm always landing here and then I have this bump from the beach to penalty grass, and that is just slowing me down too much. Only 29th? I have the feeling I do something wrong there. I thought that was decent. That was definitely decent. That's not enough to overtake everyone here. Fredwolf also got it. But look, I'm scoring now so well, but it will be difficult for me to still reach top 5, you know? It ends when we have 5 winners, and I'm really coming close to it. Actually, I'm in the range now with a good position. I have now around 3,000, a bit more than 3,300 points. So I need a very good placement. If I could get that, I could reach finalist still. And after that card, that's actually crazy. But the thing is that the last 2 maps I scored very clean, very good. So. Okay. Not so nice. Fifth, I don't know if that's enough. We have to calculate this. It is enough by 1 point. Here we go. Also, I was nowhere. And now I'm suddenly in the fight for 4th. That's crazy. Man, if I just had some better maps beforehand. Or if these maps now that I'm scoring so well on, if they came earlier. But something is always strange. When the cup is about to end, it is so much easier to get good positions. You really wonder if the same maps played earlier, if I actually would get the same results out of that or not. I don't know. But I realized that so often also in ULC, it becomes easier on map 11 and map 12 to score good points. And beforehand, it is so difficult. Very strange map. I don't think that I win on this. There are so many question marks with the line choices here. Wait. Where do we go? Oh. We go there. We weren't there, okay. And then we go into this. Then I have no idea. I took only 1 booster, that cannot be good. Okay. Toto was finalist, I guess, yeah. This finish is something else. I got it now when it didn't matter, but yeah. So I don't know. The landing and everything is not smooth there. Ouch. I don't believe in a non-finalist winning here, sadly. Ah, too bad. That's actually fast now. Let's do this again. Julio won. He writes GG, so I guess he was also finalist. I mean, I would be surprised if he wasn't. Okay, this is like, yeah, easy to fail, I would say. 44.48. Yeah, wouldn't have been enough with the run that I got with that slow finish entry here. But I, of course, used some respawns. There was a risky route. I have not seen it. Wait, we are actually on the same map. So here you could have done different already. Here. No, that also exists. I don't see it. Which risky route are you talking about? Seems to me like what I drove is the only way, apart from the start, where you can go outside of that hole. There's something you could do, but I think the risky would be the direct jump, which I actually failed. The trick of the day. Need to improve. Yesterday stayed easily in the top 100 what I drove. By the way, the JOTW is not happening anymore. Yeah, the admin there, Crystallize, wrote me and said that JOTD, so there was also Daily Cup, and JOTW will be paused for now because not enough interest, not enough players, but I think it comes mainly from the JOTD. I was a bit surprised because the last edition that we had on Friday last week, it was, I think, the biggest edition that we had since a long while. So I was a bit surprised about that. About the reasoning. But she will tell me when it appears again. When it will take place again. You bankrupt them? Well, the $15 would have gone anyway out every week to someone. And that was their decision, obviously. But anyone would, also someone would always win $15. I don't think that this is the reason. Yeah, so last week, and it was actually also competitive. Because if I compare last week with the other weeks, then I have to say last week, I have to say in the other weeks, and first of all, Schenker, thanks a lot for the raid. In the other weeks, it was always just me and one opponent. And it was just a question who won more knockouts out of us two. But last week, there were multiple people. And actually the 5 knockout winners that we had were not the typical names. As apart from me, but also for me it was close to win a knockout. But Lumox, who was usually the strongest opponent, he didn't even win. And Shark also didn't win. That was very strange. So it was very high level actually. Quite surprising that after that she says it's not happening anymore. Maybe we can have a look tomorrow, but I guess it won't be there because she wrote it. La, okay. Nice use of channel points. So I do a bit of track of the day hunt for the AT. Cups are actually now over for today. There are no cups, not that I know at least. Let's start A. Too bad, there was one single corner that was not optimal. And that did cost a lot. Well, interesting respawn, because in the first try without respawning this checkpoint I had it super good in the last turn. But from the respawn, I don't know how I did that actually. Was it actually? Did I just release more, I guess? We're 2/10 behind, what's going on? some speed. This is what I like to see. This is not what I like to see, clipping there. Ah, it's inside. Ah, oh, what? It was 17 in front? Wow, shit. I shouldn't have risked that transition. That gear... Yeah, that gear was actually bad. Holy moly. I couldn't really get a tight line. Not as good as the last try, but also decent. Ah, wow. The ending was very good in my PP. Yeah, I saw it coming that I lost too much speed there. I'm not far away from getting a run through that could actually even get a 3/10 improvement. What's this your PB if you need? Slow. It's not easy to hit the perfect jump there in the start. And over jumping it is like double bad. Because you then also, because you land later, you can steer to the left later. So you have a worse line. Only the very early landing ensures that you get a good line through the plastic then. I got that in there. That edge is annoying me. Because there are even these waypoint poles plays, but they don't help me. Yeah, I go around these waypoint poles, but I still crash against that edge. I mean, what is displacement? It's actually even worse with the waypoint poles because they are blocking the view to that edge. You know? It's actually counterproductive to place them. Yeah, I was always wondering at the beginning of the seating if you could just do this. I mean, in my heart, but I have, of course, a very bad angle now. I don't think that it is overall faster, because if you cannot full speed that corner, you lose afterwards a lot. Oh, it's not AT? Oh, come on. Yeah, I also like it. Generally, the band is cool. Moby. Oh God, this edge! I lost an additional gear. I believe I don't need to continue with lost gear there. That part is a mapping crime with that edge there. I'm happy I didn't hit it in the knockout, but I'm sure there were people that did. And it truly looked funny. burst even more? What? That ending is also full risky over all the edges. But yeah. I said from the beginning that this map is difficult for me, and we even see it now in the hunting. It's much more difficult for me to get around this. That has the same pace position-wise than on the other maps earlier. Maybe. I say that, and then I crash the end. Ciao. $15, $20. What? Where was that so bad now? Also, I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't perfect, but why is not perfect directly 3/10 behind my PB, which is not even good enough for AT? Like, many parts also did feel good, just some parts were not optimal, yeah. So some runs here, I'm just surprised how slow they actually are in the finish. But I know that if I get everything together, it should be good enough. Here we go. Come on. And like yesterday, if Mr. Pepsi is here, like yesterday, I end up between the two meme numbers while hunting. And funnily, yesterday after my last PB, no, which was since 30 something when I drove it, I dropped down to I think 66th, so also right before the meme numbers. So that edge is something. There was only one single corner that I was not fully happy with, but otherwise, to me, it was like almost perfect. The one single corner that I meant was in the end. This is all okay, this is all okay. And now the setup here is theoretically so good for this left. And here I opened too much, yeah, I opened my steering too much. And then I had to release because of that. I could have steered stronger and then full speed, but I was actually opening my steering a little bit too much at the transition to road. And then I needed to release actually. That was not optimal. Still faster than my previous PB though. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm also wondering. My very start is actually good now, by the looks of it. He still manages, however. I don't even know what he's doing different. He's further right than me. And it's basically the same jump that we do, just that he jumps a tiny bit further right. But he manages to land and get super early to the left. But it's not really a big difference. Then here, he gets a more inside line. Now I would usually have more exit speed, and you also see that I have more exit speed, but I cannot transfer it through this transition here. So now I'm actually having less speed than him. It went wider before. And he has now more speed into this, and now I don't understand it again. He is not full inside there, he is a bit further outside. He somehow keeps the speed, and then especially here he keeps the speed. How does he do that? Like, you have to get around, so I start steering here already on the penalty, which is obviously not ideal, but otherwise I don't get around. But somehow he does get around with a bit less steering. And he goes earlier up and goes super, super tight down. Yeah, and the rest here, as also here he has a slightly different line. Well, just, he was probably drifting more than me. No, it's actually very similar, I'm just slightly to the left of him. But this slight bit is now over a car width that I'm further left. But it's just two different lines. I don't know if he really gained much. Maybe a slight bit actually. But yeah, otherwise, as I said, here I was opening my steering too much. You see how I steer. It's full steer there. Then you have to open it a little bit, clearly, yeah. But then here, at the very end, I'm still at 10%. And here is the moment I should have been much higher with my steering. And this was too late now. And then I immediately here had to release. Like right after. And then release again. I had to release twice. And then I had to save myself with that line. Which I did perfectly though. I'm not sure if this is staying in top 100. I give it 3 more minutes. Yeah, I gained 600s in the end. So much airtime. Like, such parts are so random, like these S-turn blocks, I just cannot drive them, I cannot judge them, I have no idea. I seem to struggle much more with them than other players, but like whenever we have a grass cup of the day, then we have to deal with these S-turns. Whenever we have plastic, we have to deal with these S-turns. This one is even platform, but also so important and so strange. Come on, that was a good chance. Scheiße, that was equal. Well, I had good starts now, actually. There we go. This should be safe. Oh. Yeah, 66. You have 7-6. Alright. Also there are no cups today, so I will end here. Tomorrow, cup of the day when I come home from work. And then there's a cup, but not JOTW, something else. And then comes a very eventful weekend. Saturday, I could actually also cast Red Bull, but I would do it in a duo cast with some other big streamer, but didn't really. So I asked now two, Lars and Torpo. Didn't work out, and yeah, I think it is also more fun to play. I can watch it myself. Then I can also fill Trackmania awards at this, like while watching, with all the things that happen. And otherwise, on Saturday, like if I would cast it, the issue is there is something interesting. The next Formula 1 race is happening, sprint race, at 6 PM. That I want to watch, and then I can play Cup of the Day on Saturday, while many others are not doing it. No? So I'm gonna go for it there. Saturday I might also have an early morning stream before Red Bull, to be honest. I could see myself playing Cup of the Morning, because tomorrow on Friday we have the LoL Cup of the Day. Don't forget, 1st of May. Also LoL Cup of the Day tomorrow, then another cup. That should be it, I think. I'm not sure if I'll do under 10 seconds again. Then Saturday, maybe if the Troll Cup of the Day is cool, I do the rerun and something afterwards. And then I watch. Then I just watch Red Bull. And in the evening I watch also Formula 1 and Red Bull. Then I go live again for Cup of the Day. And I think only for Cup of the Day, because then I want to watch Red Bull again. And then there is also another Formula 1 race. No, qualifying is there at 10 PM. And Sunday is the crazy day, guys. Because Sunday starts maybe even with Cup of the Morning, but definitely with the Finduance race. That will be in the morning at 13 o'clock. Then at 16 o'clock I go for the Grand Enduro race. At 17 o'clock I go for EWC. And at 18 o'clock, no, there I have still a bit of free room. Then I will most likely practice. I could theoretically also go for Weekly Shots Discovery there, but I think it makes more sense to practice, because at 19 o'clock and 20 o'clock there will be a Rebellion Cup Which is of course a bit annoying because it's then during Cup of the Day again, but we will have the playoffs there. And I need to of course warm up for that as well. And then if we don't make it to the final of the Rebellion Cup, which would be at 8 p.m., I could play the Cut Cup at 8 p.m. And at 9 p.m. there is the Springs Monthly Cup. So the Sunday is full of action, starting at 1 p.m., ending at 10 p.m. 9 hours of cups. I don't know why Granati is always complaining about that, but but this is how the Sunday looks like. Alright, then